Bottom left of the map, we have our incredible miracle player, LGIM Happy. And to the top right, his opponent, Slayer's Ryung. So let's see what's going to happen with him. What is he up to? What is his strategy on Cloud Kingdom? He's down the game. Needs to be pretty careful here. And the Slayers player need to be, they are a little bit out of luck, most of them, recently. But let's just see, this is also a map where you can play mech. It's definitely a map where we've seen a lot of mech play happening in Terran versus Terran, also against Zerg. It's definitely an option. And well, Happy might just decide to do a similar build as he did in the last game. Looking pretty confident. At the bottom left you have a quick shot of him. And also Slayer's Ryung, he's looking, I don't want to say depressed, but definitely a little bit disappointed after
he always looks
the last map.
He looks so sad all the time, but he's actually a really happy guy. Like if you just see him sitting in the booth, you're like, wow, what's he sad about? But actually he's not sad.
He's a really happy guy.
He's really happy. I didn't realize that was what was happening, man. I'm like, I didn't realize that was what was happening.
The happening doesn't work.
No. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry that this player chose a terrible ID. There's actually so many Happies as well. There's Happy Zerg, and there's the Happy Terran player in Russia. Yeah. And Happy Zerg is Ukrainian, in fact, and often just goes by Happy. So now he changed his ID, I believe, to Slavic. He just uses his nickname. But anyway, a lot of Happies out there.
Everyone's happy. I'm happy that everyone's happy.
Yeah, I'm happy. Happy people make me happy. Oh, look at that sick.
You may not pass.
Well, he like lowered it, then raised it. He was like, oh, and the SCP was like, why are you teasing me, man? I want to know if you're doing a one-rax expand or not. I guess I won't know.
No, with gas for Happy at this point, and well, Ryung decides to go for one barracks expand. We already have the command center building on the low ground. Well, no. For a second, I really thought you already took the second gas, but there's the gas for Ryung immediately with a double gas build.
Yep, double gassing it up right afterwards. Definitely my choice of preference. I really prefer the double gas after command center. The barracks follow-up is just so risky. And a command center now going down for Happy as well, who did take his gas at a very normal timing, now taking his second one. And we'll be doing basically the same thing that Ryung is, just a little bit safer and with a faster factory.
Yep. Fast factory, and he also has the command center a little bit later. That's something that we've seen in the last game, just the opposite Ryung with a bit of a later expansion. And his harassment just did not pay off at all. Happy was ready with 2 missile turrets, and also the Viking that he built, he was able to... Well, he scanned once, he wasted 1 scan. That's all that happened, and Ryung just could never make up for the resources that he put into his tech, into his fast tech. His command center got delayed. We talked about the difference in harvester count.
So the Raven was like the key. Look at this, man.
Exactly the same build here.
This is a really aggressive move here. It actually is going to delay the command center so long that it will even up the command center's production time practically. And he is going to get some more SCVs here as well.
He's actually playing this very well, and look, he's killing another Marine. Nice stutter step here. Takes down another one, and the SCV is going to die.
Yep.
Whoa! He's doing so much damage.
He's going to get another SCV potentially.
Close one, but how many did he take down in total? That was 4 SCVs.
Yep, now the worker count 22 to 19, and Happy with his command center caught up basically in the production. It's a little bit behind. You can see it's orbital, not quite done yet, but that was useful, killing the SCV, building the command center. And at this point, he is not really ahead in tech. Ryung with the double gas. Because he spent all that money on the command center, he wasn't able to make his factory right away, so you can see the starport time is almost identical here. Both players with the double gas. And this game is going to transition into basically both players are at the same point. It's a very even game right now, but they're going to make different choices probably, as they are not clones. They're not the same person. They have different personalities as well as different playstyles. Yeah.
And hairstyles.
They do. In fact, they do. Look, you can see them at the bottom there.
What did I do?
Which one do you like better, actually? I feel like between these two guys, I can't pick because neither one of their hairstyles is better. They both suit them well. It's not like an out there hairstyle or not one that's like really awesome. It's just like, oh, it's fairly conservative. I would say that Ryung's haircut's a little bit more out there. He's dyed his hair.
Why did I have to mention the hairstyle?
He's dyed his hair a little bit.
I think I'm going crazy. Why did I do this?
I like the angle at which the hair comes down Ryung's forehead. But anyway.
You like the angle?
Yeah, I like the angle at which it comes down his forehead. I like that. It comes down kind of an angle. I like my hair a little bit.
I like those Hellions, and they, well, I can tell you, Happy does not like them at all.
Not, man.
And he does react very poorly to this.
He does. He does not pull his SCVs, which in some...
I don't know, but...
all of his Marines were AFK because they were in a dropship.
Yep, but he has a few Hellions out there too, so both of them just trying to harass the mineral line, and nice lining them up, but the siege tank is out. Okay, how much damage did this do? 4
it's not over.
14 to 8 at this point.
Yeah, Happy definitely getting the better one with that lineup there. And it's not done. It's basically done, but it's not done.
Oh,
could have gotten 3 more.
Another shot at, yeah, exactly. Another shot at 2, and 3 more SCVs would have died, but as it is, it was not too bad for Ryung. Remember, there were already 4 SCVs killed in the early stage of the game.
Happy is, he just, I mean, he got the better trade here. He did not go for Reactor Hellions, but his Hellions, even though they were much less in number, got more kills. Even though he was less prepared to defend, it was just, it was lucky for him, to be perfectly honest. And at this point, now he is meching again, going to the 3rd factory now, building up that Raven. You know, we talked about the Raven last game. I was like, oh, he forced the Raven, but actually it was part of his plan all along, just as it is this game.
That's the one thing that I mentioned earlier. This is definitely a map where you can pull off mech as well, a very positional map too. And it is so funny to see that they basically go for the exactly the same time of attacks in the early game. We now have Happy moving out. He's once again relying on this Raven that he used in the last game already. So point defense drone, definitely something that he wants to have in the next engagement. The Hellions are trying to get in here, and once again only 2 Marines, and this is just not enough. He might do a lot of damage to these SCVs, as the Happy is just not reacting. He's doing nothing at all. He's just pushing out. And here comes the tank. The tank will end the Hellion harass.
Yep, and when you don't pull your SCVs, actually, it ends up being better in some cases, like we saw with Ryung when he pulled his SCVs. It was terrible.
You only lost 2. You only lost 2 SCVs to those Hellions.
So I kind of like this. Now, the Viking will go down. The point defense zones are not being used. He's just going to use auto turrets here.
He's losing all of his SCVs, though. Every single SCV just died at the expansion. And he just camps here. He can just wait and put pressure onto the natural.
He doesn't have siege mode, or he does
25 SCVs killed. He killed 10 additional SCVs with this attack.
Oh, he killed the Raven, though. And Ryung is in a lot of trouble, but he did get the Raven. Ah! Can't believe we lost that Viking. Almost got a siege tank for it, though.
Almost. Not quite. 1 hit point left.
Yep. And, you know.
This was a nice attack. Stealing mining time, forcing him to lift off his orbital, killing another 10 SCVs. Well done.
Yeah, well done indeed. At this point, Happy's army supply is 10 up over his opponent, but the worker count is 45 to 27.
That's the scary part. The worker count is just getting out of control here for him.
And he's meching again. He's building a really good composition. The siege tank count right now is 5 to 4, but that's going to change very soon as he starts using his factories. As soon as that Blue Flame Hellion upgrade is done, he's going to have Blue Flame as well to potentially do run-bys later on. He could do some drops. The Viking count is always going to be in his favor if he continues to produce them.
Ryung is in a really bad spot right now, and it just looks like the Slayers players recently have a bit of a problem. We had Yu-Gi-Oh! Doing very well earlier, but in the PvP that we saw, we had Creator coming out ahead after all. Puzzle did not make it. Yep. And now it looks like Ryung is about to die here. He's not really out of the game just yet, but he's in a very tough spot.
Exactly. And at this point, Happy just has a better composition. He's got a better army size. And this is something a lot of people have been discussing right now. It's probably the most discussed mirror matchup debate, whether or not mech is the best choice. And Happy seems to believe that it is. He's actually getting a little bit too close to his opponent's siege tanks, though, eating some free siege tank fire.
He has a very good position here nonetheless. At this point, another tank on the high ground. Oh, he's not dying. He's actually able to save it.
I really like that Ryung has built his production facilities far away from the edge as well. But it's not going to save his Vikings here. He's got to be very careful with those. And with the reactor on the starport of Happy, he's able to make 2 Vikings at once if he wants to. That's something that Ryung cannot afford to do.
He's building a 3rd command center right now. He will never be able... never, but he won't be able to use it at the low ground. Maybe the mule, but this is actually a little bit ballsy. Did he just have to? Yeah, he just cancelled it, didn't he? Because it was still in the range of the siege tanks, if I'm not mistaken.
He had
so
to cancel
he's starting to build it again, but he is so far behind. He can't really afford this.
Well, he's like, well, I have to make this command center and hope that I can somehow break out of this, because if I don't, I'm just going to lose anyways. So he's like trying to do like a terrible, risky choice, because it's like, what else can he do? But you're right, man. It's not going to work. He's never going to be able to use that command center. And in fact, the second one he's made is in range as well.
Yeah, he has to cancel it again.
Yeah, he'll have to cancel it in just a few seconds. He's going to wait a little bit. There, he cancels it.
Cancels the second command center, and wow, this is going to be really tough. And Ryung up to this point didn't even have stim. Right now he's about to finish his upgrade.
Oh, this
trying
is actually
to run in with Marines, and this might do
This is embarrassing because Happy has seen these Marines, but he's like not leaving siege tanks at home. He's just kind of on this mindset of, I'm just going to rally all my tanks to his base and he's going to die. But like, actually...
Are you sure that he's seen them?
Yeah, he saw him with the watchtower.
He doesn't do anything.
He's not reacting at all. He's going to fly Vikings over them.
Oh, and all these... the expansion's basically dead.
Yeah, it absolutely will. And if he doesn't raise these depots in time, he's going to, well, even raise the depots.
Oh my god, it is too late. And this is bad. He has to use his SCVs in order to defend, and the Blue Flame Hellions. And they are able to take this down, but still, this was a lot of damage done. And he's still going strong here.
Yep.
The Marines are camping at the production facilities, and he killed so many of them. 35 SCVs have been killed by Ryung over the course of this game, and this could actually bring him back into the match.
Yeah, it's possible. The problem, though, is that this elephant in the choke point, if you will, is this huge number of siege tanks that are containing him at this point. The worker count is now 46 to 17, though, and that's like
insane.
That is insane, and I mean, insane is the best way to describe it. He just has so much army, though. He might just be able to attack move, and he almost has twice his opponent's army size. He can use these Hellions to tank siege tank fire and just go in.
He has to attack.
I don't know why he's not doing it. Here he goes. Hellions tanking the damage.
And he might just take it. He has so many units. I don't think that it will matter. This was just too late. The attack by Ryung too late, and now everything is gone. He's even mana muling his opponent here, and Ryung just falling apart. His attack was cute. He killed so many SCVs, but it was too late. The army supply of Happy already completely out of control, and he just can't defend.
He can't defend, and the choke point is a little bit blocked there on the ramp, but he will eventually get through, and I'm very surprised by these results, to be honest, Calder. Ryung, once called the TBT sniper by many, being taken out here by Happy, with Happy showing great mech control, great decision-making in these games, and there's the GG. He showed a great mastery of his build order. He did the same build twice in a row. Basically the same push too, you know?
I wouldn't have thought it possible, and I have to give it to Happy. That was well played. Congratulations. He takes it with 2-0. And with Ryung, another Slayers player just lost his game. Yep. So we have MMA coming up later. He is going to play later, and he might be able to win a game for Slayers. Yu-Gi-Oh! So far was able to advance to the next round. But here are today's results, guys. We have Lure losing to Yu-Gi-Oh! Tree was not able to beat Beyond. Puzzle, well, he at least took one game off Raider, but
he looked good too. You know, Puzzle
not defeat him.
He looked really good in that match, much better than Ryung did.
The last engagement was just really bad for Puzzle.
Yeah, we watched the replay, by the way, and it was just because his Immortals did not target fire and his Zealots were at the back. If
the Zealots at the back, exactly. The Immortals not attacking.
And his micro with the Colossus, it only attacked like literally twice when it could have attacked maybe 6 times. So those are the reasons. And good play by Creator, though, either way. Does end up getting the 2-0 or 2-1, edging out the victory. And
let's be honest, Creator was a little bit lucky in the last game. He tried to go for this DT build. It did not work. Then he used the Archons, and thanks to the poor unit control of Puzzle in the last fight, he was able to win the match after all. And I think that Puzzle is going to be pretty angry when he thinks about this game, because he kind of had it.
Yep. Well, we're going to take a look at our matches for tonight, which are, of course, going to be Keen against Nesty. Don't miss it. Line against MMA, another Slayers player. You mentioned that earlier. Ganji against Polt. That's one I'm really looking forward to. And last but not least, we'll have Killer against 4GG. A sick lineup of matches tonight. Those, I mean, they put today's match to shame almost, but today's matches were so awesome. So, I mean, what does that even mean?
Yep. It's going to be a really great match. I'm looking forward to Keen against Nesty. And, well, as you mentioned, Polt against Ganji is going to be a very great match. Actually, all of these 4 games are pretty incredible.
Yep, well, I think that's going to pretty much do it for us for now. We're going to take about a 3-hour break this time. And then we will see you guys when we come back with our second group of matches live on camera with makeup and smiles. I'll see you guys then.
See you later. Bye-bye.